I'm putting my gal pal to sleep. She's been listening to mommy talk for a few hours. But this is If Then. Uh, let me look. 57, I think. Welcome to the D. Louise book series. I'm Christina Chris. It's K-R. It's been a day. Kristina. No special editing here. No fancy smancy stuff going on here. And this is April new releases, and you will see a few of these on this channel in coming months. So if you're these are authors that I am familiar with, that I have interest in. There are 22 authors here, 22 books. So here are 22 April 2025 book releases, fiction book releases. As Barbara Walter 2025. I can't say it. No one could say it like that. But here we go. Balducci. Strangers in Time. 14-year-old Charlie Matters is up to no good, but for a very good reason. Without parents, peerage, or merit, he steals what he needs, living day to day until he's old enough to enlist to fight the Germans. After barely surviving the Blitz, Charlie knows there's no telling when a falling bomb might end his life. 15-year-old Molly Wakefield has just returned to an unrecognizable London, one of millions of children to have been evacuated to the countryside. Molly has been away from her home for nearly 5 years. Her return, however, is not the homecoming she's hoped for, as she's confronted by a devastating reality: neither her parents are there. So they have to work together. Book 2. One of your pals, a kitty cat, a book by a kitty cat. You read books by kitty cats? Sealed with a Hiss, Miss Murphy. Rita Mae Brown. Spring is full bloom and everything is blossoming just right for Harry in Cozad, Virginia. Restorations in the long-shuttered local segregated school are nearly complete, and the school will be renamed to commemorate an important community member. To honor the former students, Harry and her friends are hard at work planning a reunion. It's a big affair, and the crew spends their days hanging plaques at the gym, arranging food, and writing speeches. But the 15 acres behind the school are enticing for far more than just a school reunion. School realtor soon reveals plans to buy the land and build over it, unless the crew can find a way to stop the sale. In their search to prevent the purchase, they come across something unexpected: a dead body, which might not be the first to show up this season. With a little aid from T. Tucker the Corgi and the Irish Wolfhound Pirate, as well as feline sleuths Miss Murphy and Pewter, Harry just might have a chance at solving this mystery and preventing the land purchase once and for all. Sea sweepies. Book 3. A Fashionably French Murder. Colleen Cambridge. If there's one art of the French have mastered as well as fine cuisine, it's haute couture. Tabitha and Julia are accustomed to the sampling delights of the former. Now fashion is returning to the forefront in Paris, as the somber hues of wartime are replaced by vibrant colors and ultra-feminine silhouettes influenced by Christian Dior's new look. Tabitha and Julia join a friend for a private showing at an exclusive fashion I have no idea. Mason Linott. The event goes well when Tabitha returns later that evening to search for a lost glove. She finds the light still on and the courtier dead, strangled by a length of lace. The shop manager suspects that a jealous rival, perhaps Dior himself, committed the crime. Tabitha dismisses the idea, but when another body is found, it's apparent that someone is targeting employees of Mason Leont. Another lady that we have done often on this channel, uh, lots of food cozy. She goes up. I just did her for Mother's Day, or will do her for Mother's Day. Her new one, her old new one, her 2024 new one. So you'll have to check that out. We talk about her often. No roast for the weary, Cleo Coyle. When the Village Blend opens a writer's block lounge, a cold case crime turns up the heat on Claire and her crew in this gripping new entry in the beloved coffeehouse mystery series. As much as Master Roaster Claire Cosi adores coffee, the landmark shop, the manager won't survive if she doesn't sell enough of it. So when the Village Blend's customer traffic grinds to a halt, she turns to her staff to creative ideas, and the writer's block lounge is born. Madame, the eccentric octogenarian owner of the shop, is upset by the news. Years ago, a group of accomplished writers used the shop's second-floor lounge to inspire each other, but the group disbanded when something dark occurred. Through that history is shrouded in mystery. Claire presses forward. Soon the Village Blend tables are filled with aspiring novelists, playwrights, and poets, all happy to be coaxed, cajoled, and caffeinated by her coffee house crew. Claire admires the stamina of these scribes, many of them toiling at night jobs, driving taxis, tending bar, ushering for Broadway, when penning projects during the day. Then one of their fictions turns fatal. Book 5. The Murder Machine, a futuristic thriller of murderous official intelligence in a smart home by our friendly author Heather Graham. The state-of-the-art home has everything: a next-generation entertainment system, an ultra-modern kitchen where every appliance is online, and even a personal AI to control all of it. Do we really want AI controlling all of it? Have you seen War Games? Have you seen that? There's my darling. There's my darling. Clementine. Sorry. The state-of-the-art home has everything: a next-generation entertainment system, an ultra-modern kitchen where every appliance online, and even a personal AI system to control all of it. Standing above its owner's lifeless body, FBI agent Jude Mackenzie is faced with the daunting task of discovering how the woman was killed by her own home. How do you catch a murderer that doesn't leave any fingerprints? Another lady that we've seen often in Flashback Mondays, Death by Chocolate Pumpkin Muffin. And I'm thinking this should be released in October and not April. Decorations of cobwebs and creatures are just being taken down across Eastport's picturesque houses as the community says farewell to Halloween and ushers in winter with the unique confectionaries found only at the Chocolate Mousse. Revelers have gathered on the waterfront for a party at local celebrity Hank Rafferty's ramshackle mansion known as the Stonehouse. The home repair TV show and his guests await a devilish dessert delivery from Jake and Ellie, who arrive just after Hank's body falls to his death from the house's turret balcony. Oops. Book 7, we will 100% see in this channel in probably June or July. But we will get to this one because I did this whole series in bulk. If you have not watched this my C.S. Harris binge read, please go watch. Please. Who will remember Sebastian Sincere? After August 1816, England is in the grip of what will become known as the Year Without Summer, facing the twin crisis of a harvesting, destroying volcanic winter and the economic disruption caused by the end of the end of the Napoleonic Wars, the British monarchy finds itself haunted by the looming threat of bloody riots not since the earliest days of the French Revolution. Amidst the turmoil, a dead man is found hanging upside down by one leg in an abandoned chapel, his hands tied behind his back. The posse eerily echoes the image depicted on a tarot card known as Li Pendu, the Hanged Man. If you've seen a pair of tarot cards, that's the picture. The victim, Lord Preston Farnsworth, the younger brother of one of the regent's boon companions, was a passionate crusader against what he called the forces of darkness, criminality, immorality, and sloth. His brutal murder shocks the palace and panics the already troubled populace. Sebastian St. Cyr, Viscount Devlin, learns of the murder from a ragged orphan who leads him to the corpse and then disappears. At first, everyone in the dead man's orbit paints Lord Preston as a selfless saint, but Sebastian quickly realizes that the man had accumulated more than his fair share of enemies, including Major Hugh Chandler, a close friend of Sebastian who once saved his life. Sebastian also discovers the pious Lord Preston may have had much more dangerous people in his life than he knew. Number 8, and this is another book we will 100% see in this channel in, let's say, July or August of this channel, if not sooner. We'll see how fast we can get our hands on it. I did a review of some of her earlier books, and the author even saw my review and thanked me for it. It was one of my earliest, actually, probably my only, well, second, but it was the only one that saw the YouTube video of it. I had another author thank me on her Facebook page, but she's the only author that thanked me in person, thanked me on the YouTube page. It was my first author thank you on the YouTube page. And I also did, I read the books, and then I also did If Then American Indian Style, showcasing all the American Indian fiction, murder mystery fiction books. So go check that out too. It was one of the earlier ones I did, If Thens. It's when I was still working on the floor. Shadow of the Solstice. The Navajo Nation police are on high alert when a U.S. cabinet secretary schedules an unprecedented trip to the little Navajo town of Shiprock, New Mexico. The visit coincides with a plan to resume uranium mining along the Navajo Nation border. Tensions around the officials' arrival escalate when the body of a stranger is found in an area restricted for the disposal of radioactive uranium waste. It is coincidence that a cult with a prosperity for violence arrives at a private camp group outside Shiprock the same week to celebrate the summer solstice. When the outsiders' erratic behavior makes their Navajo hosts uneasy, Officer Bernadette Manuelo is assigned to monitor the situation. She finds a young boy at grave risk, abused women, and other shocking discoveries that plunge her and Lieutenant Jim Chi into a violent and deadly situation. Meanwhile, Darlene Manuelo, Bernie's high-spirited younger sister, learns of her home health client is gone, and the woman's daughter doesn't seem to care. Darlene's curiosity and sense of duty combine to lead her to discover the client's grandson is also missing, and the two become ensnared in a wildly complex scheme exploiting indigenous people. Not good. Book number 9, Direct Descendant. Generations ago, the founders of the idyllic town of Lake Arjun made a deal with a dark force in exchange for service. The town will stay prosperous and successful and keep outsiders out. There's a Broadway play and a movie. I can't find it. I know I've read this story. I know it was a Broadway show and I know it was a movie. And I can't find it at all, but I know it existed. This guy wanders into this town and no one ages. Life has stood still in this town for like hundreds and hundreds of years. But anyways, So let me go back. I totally discombobulated myself. Direct descendant Tanya Huff. Generations ago, the founders of the idyllic town of Lake Argent made a deal with Dark Force. In exchange for their service, the town will stay prosperous and successful and keep outsiders out. For generations, it worked out great until a visitor goes missing and his wealthy family sends a private investigator to find him, and everything abruptly goes sideways. Now Cassidy Pruitt, town baker and part-time servant of the Dark Force, has to contend with the rising army of darkness, a very frustrated town, and a very cute PI. Book 10. J.P. Beaumont. Go back and watch my J.A. Jance J.P. Beaumont binge read. It's my series. Overkill. Book 18 of the Allie Reynolds series. A little on the suspenseful side. She's got the Walker series, J.P. Beaumont, Sheriff Brady, and Allie Reynolds series. Chuck Brewster, the former business partner of Allie Reynolds, a husband B. Simpson, once carried an affair on with Clarice, B's wife. So when he's found murdered with Clarice standing nearby, covered in blood, it seems an open and shut case. I'll have to investigate that one. Book 11, Naked Guy on the cover. Hardly a Gentleman, Eloise James. Desperate after her season comes to a spectacular, disastrous, and honorable, Miss Clara Vetri jumps up into a carriage hired to take a housekeeper to Scotland. The laird of the castle, Carrier Levin, has no interest in a wife, especially a love match. But when Clarine sees his new housekeeper, he changes his mind. Marriage to delectable bookworm strikes him as a perfect arrangement, until Claire refuses. Book 12. Reluctant Witch, A Course in Magic. Melissa Marr. After discovering she's a witch and being whisked away to magical land of Crenshaw, Ellie wants nothing more than time to spend with her new wife, Prospero, who has magically altered Ellie's memories to convince her exactly of that. Prospero herself is guilt-racked after erasing Ellie's memories and being forced into a sham marriage with the woman she loves for real. But Crenshaw is dying, poisoned by Prospero's enemies who want the community to return to the human world, and she will do anything to save it. Book 13. A man who writes a book every single week. I think he's trying to help other authors get their foot in the hold. So he puts his name on top and then they get second bill credit so that the book gets put out as a Patterson book and the people, their writing gets known to the public. That's just my synopsis. Idea. Two sisters murder. Rhonda and Barbara Baby Bird are half-sisters and full partners in the Los Angeles detective agency. They agree on nothing. Rhonda, a former attorney, takes by-the-book approach to solving crimes, while teenage Baby relies on her street smarts. But when they take a controversial case of a loner whose popular wife has gone missing, they're accused of being PIs who can't tell a client from a killer. Book 14, I just had it. What did I do with it? I just had it. Hold on a second. So, book 14. We're actually going to start a binge read. So, we've got the maid and the mystery guest. We're going to do a binge read on this one. Book 14. The Maid's Secret. Molly Gray's life is about to change in ways she never could have imagined. As the esteemed head maid and special events manager of the Regency Grand Hotel, two things are just around the corner: a taping of the antique hit show Hidden Treasures, and even more exciting, her wedding to Juan Manuel. When Molly brings in some old trinkets to be appraised on the show, one item is revealed to be rare and coveted artifact worth millions. Molly becomes a rags to riches sensation, and media frenzy swirls as she prepares to sell her priceless treasure. Then on auction day, the treasure suddenly vanishes, and Molly and her friends find themselves at the center of the boldest art heist in recent memory. Don't forget to look for these. Another book we shall see here. Book 15, Paige Shelton, written in stone. When Delaney wins a special Door Festival invitation to artsy Rory Bennigan's studio, she isn't sure quite what to expect. When she finds an elusive fellow obsessed with the pics, completely with his own version of their blue tattoos and vibrant red hair, recreating the stones they left behind. She also meeting a visiting paleontologist, Dr. Adam Pace from the University of Kansas, attempting to sell an artifact that just might explain the Picts' language really sounded like. Or at least that's what he claimed the artifact was before he was found dead. A lady that we have seen often on Flashback Mondays, who's been around for a long time, who writes quality items, Debbie Maycomer on Unexpected Love, and she's got 2 or 3 books coming out this year. There's another one coming out in June. After the friend's wedding, Jill Morris finds that the bride has sent her the dress, a family heirloom that foretells the first man she sees is the one she'll marry. There's no way the man she sat beside on the plane, gorgeous grouch Jordan Wilcox, is the one in question, right? After she met him before she got the dress. Jason Manning is more than content with his bachelor life, which leaves him plenty of time for his true love, watching sports. Then a precious girl named Carrie Winston decides to introduce him to her mother, Charlotte. To his relief, she's just an average, adverse to marriage as he is. Until this looks interesting. Rebecca Zanetti, we've seen her often in Flashback Monday. Prince of Darkness. In the aftermath of war, a fragile peace hovers between the Kujan nation and the Dark Protector Coalition. Yet, amid labyrinth politics and intrigue, Vero Phoenix, a Kujan, stands apart. He has lived devoid of legacy or lineage until the day he backed his newfound brother as king, putting himself into the treacherous position of enforcer and yield. Yet there is another thorn in his side, no less vexing, undeniably captivating, and all too human. Lydia Grace was once ensnared by Kujan captors and now embodies defiance and freedom as she guides other women to independence and modernity. She is particularly amused and breathtakingly challenged by her battles with Vero, but their clashing also leads to a sizzling hot connection. Book 18, The Fourth Girl, Wendy Staub. On prom night, Carolyn Winterfield walked away from the ruins of an abandoned mansion called Haven Cliff and into the woods, never to be seen again. Only her 3 best friends know what really happened, but a secret is a secret and a promise is a promise, even when it shatters lifelong friendships. On the 25th anniversary of that night, Bidge, Kelly, and Tally reunite at Cliff Haven. Now a gleaming architectural jewel, but they aren't alone. Someone is watching, someone who knows what really happened to Caroline. And to the man who now lies dead at stone's throw from where she was last seen. Ooh. Timothy Zahn, Icarus Code. For years, Gregory Rourke and his Catalonian partner Selena have worked for the ultra-secret Icarus Group, hunting for the mysterious Icaean teleportation portals so valued by the Commonwealth. But their job has now come to a wrenching end. The 2 of them are fugitives sought by the Commonwealth, the Revival Path, and the remnant of ancient Amani who once controlled the portals and who hunger for a return to those days of glory. All 3 groups want Selena and her unique ability to understand and deal with the Ikari technology. Book 19. We've done this author on this channel before. And she writes really, really good books. And they are really, really popular books. Ladies tell me that if they're going to the beach, they're going to take this book with them. It's a good, light beach read. It is a good, light beach read. If she put a murder mystery in it, it would be so much better to me. I don't like just a book of character angst and relationship angst. I need something else. She is a really good author, and I enjoyed her book when I read the It was the pink title, Happy Place or something. And I liked it, but it needed something else. It was a really good book. I enjoyed it but I couldn't handle it after chapter 11. I was just like, just gag me with a spoon. Get me out of this. Because I needed something else. I needed a mystery. I needed something to solve besides the romance. I needed a detective story in addition to the romance. I needed the romance to be a side situation. So, Emily Henry, Great Big Beautiful Life. Alice Scott is an eternal optimist still dreaming of her big writing break. Hayden Anderson is a Pulitzer Prize winning human thundercloud, and they're both on Bellamy Little Crescent Island for the same reason, to write the biography of a woman no one has seen in years, or at least to meet with octogenarian who claims to be the Margaret Ives, tragic heiress, former tabloid princess, and daughter of one of the most storied and scandalous families of the 20th century. When Margaret invites them both for a 1 month trial period, after which she'll choose the person who'll tell her story, there are three things keeping Alice's head in the game. 1. Alice generally likes people. 2. She's ready for the job. 3. Hayden Anderson, who should have no reason to be concerned about losing this book, is glowering over her. Another book we will definitely see on this channel, July, August. I'm looking forward to getting it. The Amalfi Curse by Sarah Penner. If you have not seen my video for The Apothecary, please go check that out. I love The Lost Apothecary. It's a really, really good book. This woman finds her husband cheating on her. They're going to go to England to celebrate their anniversary, and she finds her husband cheating, so she goes by herself. And they're going to do Search the Thames, and she goes in, she finds a lost apothecary bottle, and the story, and it's just an excellent. The fact that I still remember the exact details from 1 or 2 years ago, that tells you how good this book was. You must go check this book out. It's so good. So, The Amalfi Curse. Haven Ambush, a trailblazing nautical archaeologist, has come to the sun-soaked village of Posset to investigate the mysterious shipwrecks among the Amalfi Coast. But Haven is hoping to find more than old artifacts beneath the azure. She is secretly on a quest to locate a trove of priceless gems her late father spotted on his final day. Upon Haven's arrival, strange maelstrom and misfortune stop plaguing the town. Is it nature or something more sinister at work? In 1821, Mary DeLuca and the women of the village practiced the legendary art of strategia, a magical ability to harness the polar of the ocean. As the leader, Mary protects Posano with her witchcraft. She also has plotting in her way with her lover. Holmes, a sailor aboard a merchant ship owned by the nefarious Mazzi brothers, known for their greed and brutality. Get on to that. Book 21, The Mysterious Bakery on Rue de Paris. Rumors were whispered through the town that its pastries offered a taste of magic, chasing away the darkest of sorrows. Just one bite of a croissant might bring luck, unluck, a precious memory, or reveal hidden longings. But dark clouds were looming on the horizon. For Edie, a recipe for disaster doesn't require that many ingredients. Take an unhealthy amount of wishful thinking, a sprinkle of desperation, and that's how Edie felt when she left everything behind in Ireland. Final book, a Regency book. We know we do Regencies on Flashback Monday. If you could go check out Flashback Monday, I'd appreciate it. Hazardous to a Duke's Heart. Sabrina Jeffries. I've been reading her for almost 25 years, 30 years. Napoleon's War has ended, and English captives detained for years in French fortress are finally released. Returning to London is no longer recognizes and facing astonishing changes in his own family. Lord Jonathan Lytton learns he has inherited a dukedom, but the new nobleman carries the guilt of having wronged his late mentor. Now he vows to fulfill his promise to find a suitable match for the man's daughter Victoria, even if it's offering a non-existent dowry to spark her interest in matrimony. And we'll see what happens there. There you go. There are your April 2025 new releases. I should have done 25, but those are the 22 that I found that I would be interested in reading. So I thought I would share those with you. Thank you for joining me and my sleepy child here. Have a good one.